Ladies and gentlemen, I am back this week with another special episode of the Piledriver. Tonight, I am joined by the owners of NEOPRO Wrestling. Jason, Danny, how are you guys? Thank you so much for joining me.
We're good, man. How you doing?
What's happening, dude?
Pretty good, man. I'm really excited for this weekend. We got a stacked card yet again. You guys just keep delivering, man.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're trying to do.
I mean, just the amount of star power. I hate to even say it like that because there's everybody's putting out, but just the guys in this show, you guys in the championship eliminator alone, as we know, last event we were all introduced to that beautiful piece of gold you guys had made, and I just I know you guys. It's like the star power between Alex Daniels, who we just saw at this weekend at Mega Championship Wrestling. The episode just came out, so I mean, I'm sure you guys will give it a listen. But I'll let you in now that at the end of the show, after the Pastor CeeLo Bryson Teller match, Alex Daniels let it be known that he's got next, and he, wants a shot at that. He's just won the Power Slam Pro Wrestling Championship, and now coming into this weekend, he has another chance at at a shot of gold.
We saw that for sure. And I'm not surprised. Alex is a tremendous talent, man. He has never really failed to deliver when he's in a ring, how he moves, everything. He was an easy, considerate like candidate for when we started mapping out. It originally was going to be a tournament. Like we started thinking, let's just go old school tournament style, and he was one of the first names that popped up the minute we started thinking about who could potentially be in the mix of things. And when I heard that he won the Power Slam title, when I heard that he's got his eyes on the Mega Championship, I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah, he's out here making moves, man. He's trying to do some things, and like, I mean, it's well deserved. He's phenomenal. He's like I said, you can again, it'll be out. You can listen to it. Jason Kincaid in his match last night or at this Saturday at Mega did everything I said it was going to do, and then some. It was just a wrestling clinic for old school wrestling fans.
Oh yeah, man. I heard more about that match from people that were in the crowd watching than I did from Mega themselves. Like it was all that was on my feed was clips from that match and people just saying how great it was. So
oh man,
all those
so
guys
good.
in that tournament are great.
I mean, obviously, like I said, everybody's big names, but Christian Napier, Bryson Teller, Dominic Guarini. That's, I mean, we're not going to sleep on my boy Wilbur. My boy Wilbur, Andrew Palace, Patrick Hayes, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but we won't get into that.
Well,
we don't have enough. Hey, he's a great wrestler. Let's just say that. I mean, just so I got this right and everybody else got this right, has this correct. The next event is Ascent, correct?
Yes.
And the winners of these two fatal four ways will face off at Ascent for the title?
Correct.
That's
okay.
Correct. Yeah. Man.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure I had that right. And that's just these matches alone are worth the price of admission. But then you throw other matches in, which one of my favorite things over the past, I guess, of course, I don't know how long he was looking, a month and a half. He was looking for a partner. Just Jimmy Shane asking everybody and their mama was probably the funniest thing that I've seen in a long time. But he found a partner.
He did. We asked him, we said, hey, man, you got to find a tag partner. Ashton and ECW legend, the franchise Shane Douglas, Ashton Day and Shane Douglas want to take you on, but they want you to find somebody to fight them straight up 2-on-2. He goes,
yeah, they
that's
didn't
easy.
Want handicap.
Dude, he looked at me and he's like, that's easy. And then I was like, cool. You find somebody, get a camera out. Let's get something going here. And he continued to send me a bunch of no's, and I'm like, it's coming time, I mean, dude. You need to.
his only friend in NEOPRO Championship Wrestling, or seemingly anywhere, is in a four-way elimination match already. So he's busy that night. He can't team with Jimmy.
No, he can't. I mean, he probably could, but I don't know that he wants to.
After months and months of searching, somebody has finally said yes. Mm-hmm. And If you've listened to the pod, we know that he is one of my favorites. The Thunderbird, Jake Ely, has answered the call.
Caw.
Love and Thunder.
Oh, right. And to think, Jimmy almost missed that phone call. He's throwing his phone away because he didn't want to answer the phone. If he wouldn't answer it, he'd be screwed.
Exactly. I mean, this match I'm super looking forward to. Shane Douglas is just, it's great seeing him in the ring. Every time I get the nostalgia factor, he puts on a great show like he hasn't lost a step.
Absolutely.
It's phenomenal. But, I'm really happy that Jimmy was able to find somebody to, have his back at least for one night.
I'm not really surprised that that Thunderbird would be the one to reach out. He's wrestled for us before, man, and he knocked it out of the park. Obviously, that showcase match where we had a bunch of folks in there. You mentioned Pastor Sela. That was somebody else who was in that match, and we just kind of took an honest look at whoever was in that match. And we obviously, as promoters, we saw the talent already when we reached out for them to come in and wrestle on our show. But we were pretty impressed, and eventually the callback was going to go back to the Thunderbird. And when we found out that it was going to be him, absolutely, for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, putting Love and Thunder back together.
Great pick. Hell yes, that is a great pick for a tag team partner.
He should have went with him first. I don't know why he bothered even asking him.
I mean, if we're being 100% honest, my first guess that I thought who he was going to choose first or ask first, he did ask first, and Robbie said no. So
Robbie did say no.
I was thinking the winners, and Robbie said no thanks. So, but we will have Jimmy Shane with his partner finally, the Thunderbird, going against Ashton Day, the Ultra Star, and the franchise Shane Douglas in a straight 2-on-2 tag team match.
Yeah, and let's not forget that if Ashton and Shane manage to pick up this win, that guarantees Ashton a shot at Jimmy Shane solo 1-on-1 in November. So
exactly, and that's all Ashton wanted to go. That's all he wanted going into this. That's all he wanted.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Another big match that I'm really excited for. I've seen one of these competitors multiple times. The other one I haven't seen wrestle that much. I've just seen him show up and hit people with kendo sticks.
Yeah.
What made you guys finally decide to, sanction Izzy Lambert in a match?
Well, as much as we were against it after the crap he pulled in April and then did it again in June, Bray is somebody that's been on board with us since day one, and we are big proponents of loyalty. And, after the way Izzy did him in June, and Bray quite literally begged and pleaded for this match to happen, gonna give him what he wants. Let's see if Izzy can put his money where his mouth is. He wants to stick his nose in business that's not his. Maybe it'll be Bray's place to shut him up.
When he's not showing up from behind with a weapon.
Exactly.
When he has to face somebody one-on-one, especially somebody who's a whole ass vibe. Love Bray McKenzie. I'm really excited for this match too, man. Izzy looks, again, I haven't seen him wrestle but one or two other times at OCW. He's pretty freaking crazy. So
yeah, that's an understatement.
He could come out. This could very well, and I hate to say this, this could very well blow up in your guys' face where he could just whoop Bray's ass and be like, "I told you guys. I told you since day one." I'm not discounting out Bray. Don't take it that way.
No.
He could definitely, that could be something that he does.
That's easily possible. Izzy is one of those guys that when we were again scoping out the talent pool that's out there, man, I saw that Izzy was still working, and he has been around a while, man. And he looked a little different. There was this new edge to him, this new change, and I really, really liked that. And remember, I told Jason, I'm like, "Hey, man, Izzy's still out there, and he's still getting it in, dude. Let's give him a call." And it's often a misconception that he was never invited to any NeoPro event. He actually was. He was invited to our first event. And it was one of those things where we really didn't have somewhere for him to be on the card, but he was totally open to just wanting to talk to us and find a spot. And for whatever reason, he thought that was the way to do that. We don't
Kinda
want to
just
reward bad
like a
behavior, you know?
bow, like here I am, put me on the
I
card kind of
mean,
deal.
it made a statement. It definitely made a statement. We don't, like I said, we don't want to reward bad behavior, but it did make a statement, and it did kind of open our eyes and ears a little bit. All right, if you're willing to do that, you know, we'll see. But I wasn't too happy about it until Bray came up to us and he was like, I want him. Like that's him. Like that's who I want,
That
man. And
give me
okay.
Izzy. Give me Izzy. Bray, obviously wants to make a statement. He's went up against, the likes of Beastman in the past
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So Bray looking to pick up a big win here, catapult him forward. I mean, I'm behind it. I'm behind it. And Izzy, like I said, it's kind of a wild card here, but I'm not discounting that either.
No, don't discount him at all. He's definitely something to be concerned about if I was Bray. Um,
Oh,
but
100%.
I think I've got a lot of confidence in Bray, and I've got a lot of confidence in Izzy. I think Izzy won't take this opportunity lightly. If he colors a little outside the lines, he's gonna have to be careful because we're watching. He's already kind of conducted himself in a couple weird ways now. So
Right. And, let's not discount the fact, too, that if you've been paying attention after that loss to Beastman, Bray's been kind of, I don't know, I want to say doubting himself. So he's got something to prove.
I
Got to
feel
come
that a
back
little
from that.
bit.
So
He
he's
kind of
got
felt
to,
like the loss to Beastman took the wind out of his sails, so to speak. But
exactly. So he's got a lot to prove. He's got to, he wants to prove that he belongs here. So they both got a lot on the line here for this one.
we're getting to see another match from a budding women's division you guys got going on.
mhm.
One of whom I'm not familiar with, another one I've only seen on her socials. Angel Metro, I'm again watched on her socials. Nurse Mika, I've just been recently introduced to when she was announced through you guys. I started, doing some research myself. Both of these women can go, guys.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like this is going to be a barn burner, and I'm again not real familiar with each of them, so it's one of those where I get to just sit there and watch, and I'm take it in. It's going to be exciting.
They're
We're looking forward to it.
absolutely. Yeah, I echo that, man. Like they're gonna go out there, they're gonna tear the house down. The women's division is definitely budding, but we definitely want to reach out and hopefully, thank you first off for bringing us on because this gives us another way, another platform, another method to reach out and say, hey, women, if you're out there and you're looking for a place to showcase your talents and get some solid in-ring work and some really good competition, come to NeoPro.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
100%. I will agree with that statement, and I have no idea what goes on behind the scenes at NeoPro. I sit front row and smile. So, I mean, 100% though, and I was gonna ask later on, but since you kind of brought it upwards, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'd love to have you guys back, and we can get to know you more. You guys, and not when we don't have an event on the horizon here.
Sure.
for sure.
But yeah, dude, definitely come to NeoPro. That every women's match you guys have put on has been phenomenal so far. I don't doubt any. There's no doubt in my mind this one's gonna be just as good. I'm personally, again, I'm probably more excited, I guess to say, to see Angel Metro. She's a beast.
Yeah.
That girl,
I'm not as familiar with Nurse Mika, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for those that are, unfamiliar, if you've never seen Angel Metro, she is this, tiny little package, stereotypical blonde Barbie girl who has almost had her nose ripped off by Madman Pondo. So this girl is not afraid to get in the ring and disprove any stereotypes anybody could possibly have about just women in wrestling in general. It's not the divas division. It's not cookie cutter. We're looking for girls who want to go out there and show that they can hang with the men. And most of these girls these days, they are getting in the ring and kicking the shit
100%.
So
yeah, 100%. I'll use one of my favorite women wrestlers right now, Jocelyn Navarro. She's a machine.
Oh yeah,
he's a fucking machine, dude. And she'll get in there and beat up any dude. She don't care. So yeah, I'm all about that. It's I don't know, because it kind of reminds you, back in the day when we were young, it was like Andy Kaufman was beating up girls, and it was kind of looked at as like a taboo thing for him to do. And now these girls these days would they'd beat up Andy Kaufman. I'd like to try Andy Kaufman try to give Jade Cargill a pile driver.
Right.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So, I mean, the women's the I guess evolution. I hate to use the WWE coined term, but the evolution of women's wrestling since just me myself have been a kid, where I grew up watching they were wrestling in pudding and stuff, bra and panties matches and stuff like that, which, sure, as a 12-year-old boy, that was exciting for me. But, as a man now watching like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Jade Cargill again, just all these Becky Lynch putting on phenomenal matches. I'm a girl dad, so I get that too.
Yep. Same, every time I watch wrestling, my little girl, is Britt Baker coming on? Where's Britt Baker? I'm like, honey, we're watching WWE, or it's the wrong show. That girl's really cool. Watch Becky. It's nice, to have an era right now where the women are actually being treated as equals. And I mean, main eventing WrestleMania? I mean, come
100%.
on. Like you said, 15, 20 years ago, these girls that could go like Victoria and Molly and Trish and all of them, I
always loved Mighty Molly.
Right, but they were still throwing them into bra and panties matches and evening gown matches, and like these girls could actually go out there and wrestle, and now they're getting an opportunity. So it's great to actually see that and give something for these other little girls to look up to, and gives them something to aspire to.
100%. I agree with that statement 100%. Another match that was first announced, I do remember. Never mind, take it back. We had a tag team match, and I was excited for this match announced because it was the first time we were going to get to see Pure Trash, Ron Mathis in NEOPRO Wrestling. Unfortunately, as the age-old adage in wrestling goes, the card is subject to change, and DD Trash had to pull out.
Yep.
Now, when I say it like this, I mean this with the utmost respect. When you guys find a replacement, you find a damn replacement now. Members Only's been one of my favorite tag teams for a long time. And for them to come in and go against Studio 86, they're a really good heel tag team. They're really
amazing.
Really good.
And they're on a hot streak, man. So far.
And they've pulled up some upsets where I thought, like, the first one, I was like, okay, I saw them winning that. And the second one, I was like, no way. They're getting their ass kicked tonight. They snuck that one out too. I mean, I got faith in Members Only, though, to bring the dub home to Northeast
They got to be
Ohio.
careful for flying fanny packs, though, man. I was sitting back there and I'm watching the show as it's going on, and I see what happens out there. And look, there's rules in wrestling, but at the same time, the referee's call is final. If a ref doesn't see it, then it is what it is. And I had no idea what was happening against Saturday Night Special until I saw that Can of 4 Loco come out of the old fanny pack there, Maserati Rick grabbing that out, and I'm like, well,
yep.
Hey,
I mean,
you got to watch out there, man.
Again, if the ref doesn't see it, it doesn't technically occur. Fans backstage, we have no call. The man in the zebra shirt.
Final.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you got to think too. I mean, we didn't have to deal with it in June, but if Studio 86 brings Matt Priest along with them again, they've got that other leg up on Members Only. So
that is true. I didn't think about that. It's a tough task for Members Only, but I feel they are. If anybody's up to it, they are. Again, one of my favorite tag teams coming out these days, coming out of AIW mostly. We see them a lot out of there. I've been following them for a couple years now, and they're good. They're real good.
Absolutely.
Another one. This is the one I can't remember. We had a match, and it was I'm the only one that's allowed to call him Dontavio. So Dontavio. We had Dontavio going again. Who was his original opponent?
He had accepted an open challenge by Shaw Mason.
That's right. Shaw Mason, who unfortunately had to have surgery. That is correct. So yes, he had to pull out. And again, I'll say it. When you guys find a replacement, you sure as hell find a good replacement. Pastor CeeLo, just coming off of a match against Bryson Tiller where he was not able to come up, with the victory, but pushed the champ to the limits. Now coming into NEOPRO Wrestling, we've seen him before. He was a part of that, invitational, like Jason said earlier. Coming in to go one-on-one against Dontavio. This match is going to be a fire. This is a banger. This is a for sure 5-star. No matter where CeeLo goes, we talked about this last night with Josh Jonah. No matter where he goes, it's hard to dislike CeeLo, even if he is the heel bad guy. If he's the good guy, it's hard to dislike him. You have to cheer him. His energy, his spirit is just there.
Man, that music hits and people just get to clapping. And it's where we're all in church at that moment.
Exactly. And everybody's hitting that collection plate.
Everybody is the greatest idea. The greatest idea in wrestling, in my opinion. But it's he comes out, man. That energy gets to go and those people get to clapping, and he's just this again ball of energy. It comes out of him, and then he translates that into the ring. Every time.
100%.
His fluidity and the brash persona that he is immediately palpable. You can immediately feel that. And Dontavio's up to the task, man. Pastor CeeLo's been with us before, and obviously he's paying attention to what's going on in Mega 2, and he was ready. He said, anybody that's willing to come in NeoPro, I'll take him on. And Pastor CeeLo answers the call.
I mean, and it's like I said, another great fill in by you guys. So you're definitely getting one of these from me on that. I mean, I give you your flowers for every show that we've been to. In the very, very beginning, you guys sent us a message that said, hey, come check this out. You don't like it, you don't bother coming back. No big deal. No hard feelings.
That's it.
And look at us now. So
we appreciate it. We certainly appreciate it, man.
Now let's get into the bread and butter of the event. The reason that it's all coming down, the 2 fatal 4-way matches to determine the competitors for the first ever NeoPro Heavyweight Championship. One match, you have Alex Daniels, Justin Maine, who I've seen put on some bangers. I had no idea who he was the first time I saw him. Justin Maine put on some bangers against Christian Napier, somebody I know very, very well, against Patrick Hayes. It's hard to even, like, me and Dean talked about this when you guys first announced this. It's hard to even come up with a prediction for this match because any one of these guys could win.
Any single one of them can. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt. You could say that in general, especially with the other match, and we'll get to that one in a second, obviously, but in general, it's hard to pick a winner.
100%.
As you see the talent of all 8 of these men, it's a toss-up. And I think none is more, apparent than in that fatal 4-way. And Justin Maine, I know you're not really familiar with him, but he actually wrestled in this area many, many years ago.
Oh yeah, somebody was telling me, and then they told me he went to Hollywood and became a freaking actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the Hollywood sensation. That's a real thing. You can look him up on IMDb. He's a legit actor.
Yeah, Paulie told me at the first event. Paulie was like, he's a real actor, and I was like, shut up. And like, I did that, and I googled him, and sure as shit, like, he's doing some movies, and I'm like, okay, like, much respect. Absolutely.
And of course, Patrick Hayes. Yeah, we kind of skirted over a little bit. Patrick Hayes is a little rough around the edges. He's not exactly looking to be liked, I suppose, but he doesn't care, and that doesn't matter because that bell rings and he is all business, man.
I agree with that statement.
Dangerous that he doesn't care if anybody likes him or not, too.
Exactly where I was gonna go. That's basically I was gonna say the same thing. Him not caring, man, just makes him that much more dangerous. It makes him with nothing to lose. With a guy with nothing to lose. He doesn't have to worry about my feelings when I'm sitting ringside. He doesn't have to worry about that little girl's feelings sitting ringside. He doesn't care. He's here for that gold. That's all he cares about. It's an end game. And I mean, so far it's kind of working for him.
Mm-hmm. Peeling the curtain back a little bit, when we first unveiled that title, he took a quick little glance at it. He just kind of looked at us and looked back at the title, and he was right about to walk out of the curtain. He just walked straight through. No smile, no
Just
Nothing,
stone faced killer
hmm
kind of deal.
He knew what he wanted and he knew what he was going after. Every single competitor that day did the same thing. Justin Maine was another one, same thing. Looked at the title, looked at us, back at the title, and walked out through that curtain. So yeah, dude, it's a crapshoot. Who knows what's gonna happen? We're excited to see.
I mean,
That's why
and
we put the
that's
four of them in that ring together.
I was gonna say, and that's just one of the matches. The other one person I'm not familiar with. I mean, I've seen him on since announced again. I've did my research and I've never seen him in real life. And the other person, another person in this match, NEOPRO fans might not be familiar with because he's making his NEOPRO debut in this championship eliminator series. Bryson Teller, the mega heavyweight champion, the current mega heavyweight champion, will be making his debut against Dominic Guarini, who's a world-traveled veteran, against another well-traveled veteran in Wilbur Whitlock, and then the Pittsburgh native, Andrew Palace, who let me just get this out of the way. We all know what color I'm leaning on that side of the thing. I'm already rooting against him because he's from Pittsburgh, all right? Sorry, it's football season. That's just how I roll.
It's okay, man. The NeoPro's logo is orange for a reason, man.
That's right.
Look, man, that match, again, just like the other one, and I don't want to shy away from the other obvious truth with Alex Daniels as Power Slam champion. Having both Power Slams champion and
I forgot
Mega's
about
champion,
that. Yep, the current, yeah.
Having both of them in these matches means a lot to us in a way. And it means a lot to our fans because they're both chasing after our title. And
100%.
that speaks volumes to us how much it means. I mean, when I saw the title, I was taken aback by how beautiful it was, and I knew that it hopefully will have a legacy that can be carried on for years and years. And this match is no, in no short words, a small microcosm of that. Like Wilbur from the Canton area, NeoPro bleeds orange with us. You've got Andrew Palace. Yeah, he is a little bit of the unknown, right? The Pittsburgh guy. He's a little unknown. He's been around the block a few times, though. No slouch.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. From what I've seen, he can go too. I'm not discounting his ability in ring. I'm discounting, unfortunately, his place of birth. It's not his fault, but hey, whatever. It doesn't mean I have to like it.
Pittsburgh isn't that bad of a town, okay?
That's what I've heard, but I mean,
I've never been. It's actually kind of pretty. I've been there. It's not so bad.
Drove by it. I've drove by it.
But yeah, no, man. It's again, in general, the 8 of these guys together, it is a venerable who's who of the independent scene, in our opinion. And having them all kind of clawing and scratching their way to compete for the title, having the two who come out of these matches together at Ascent come together and fight for that, is really appealing. And I think our fans are going to be in for a great treat both this Saturday, September 30th at Stark County Fairgrounds, and again on November 18th for Ascent, when we actually crown the champion. These matches are going to be, I hate to use the term barn burner or banger or stuff like that.
No,
but
go ahead. I love the cliche terms.
They're going to be
out there. They're going to be fire too. Don't forget.
Those matches are going to be 5-star bangers.
They're going to slap. No, they are, man. And the talent is just tremendous. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what these guys do.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. We will. I mean, I believe last time I checked, front row sold out.
Yes.
Front row sold out. GA is still available. This Saturday, September 30th. You can't walk in at 5:00 with me because it's sold out already. General admission opens up at 5:30. First bell is at 6:00. We're back at the same old place, Stark County Fairgrounds, which is a great venue, in my opinion. And I can't wait to see you guys this weekend, dude.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be good. I've had a feeling about this one for the past couple of weeks that this is gonna be, hopefully biggest thing we've done so far. I feel like there's a lot of good momentum heading into this, so we're hoping for a really good turnout. those who don't show up, they're missing out because everybody on that card is going to give it their all and put on one hell of a show.
I can't even say anything better than the way Jason just said it. I mean, ever since the beginning, and I'll say this part again. Ever since the beginning, NeoPro's given me nothing but 4.5 to 5-star events every time I've walked in that building. I don't expect anything less because, as the namesake says, you have basically set the standard, and this show's going to once again prove that, I think.
It
That's
will.
the goal.
That is it's not even the goal. I'm gonna out now just say it will. It might
There
be
you
it
go.
might be something I stub my toe on and regret
don't
later,
think so.
but I really don't
I
think
don't think so.
I really
I
don't.
don't think so either.
Stubbing toes has been part of what we've done. Our first show when we did it at the Hartville flea market, we had a whole bunch of wild stuff happen there. And as far as we saw that was going to be the worst it could be. And we're setting the standard. We don't mean that as a shot, man. We're not trying to be jerks about it. We know how to respect what's come before. And we've been taught by people in order to do that,
No, I looked at it as more of like as you setting the standard for yourself. Like, hey, this is NeoPro. Don't come in here with that weak shit because it's not going to fly here. The fans will hear it. We'll be able to pick it out because
that's it.
Everybody on this card, like you said, is given 120%, dude. Every match I've ever seen in them.
That's you absolutely hit it right on the head, man. That's it. We just want to set the standard for what wrestling is to us, for what wrestling is to Canton, what independent wrestling in general is. It is setting the standard. It is kind of like a ground level. This is where we are, and then it's to the moon from here on out, man. Like it's a play on words, sure. Ascent. That's where
I was gonna say
dude.
we set the standard and then we ascend,
baby. Climbing to the top, baby. That's where we're going. Buckle up, and I hope you're along on the ride with us. Not just you, but everybody out there that's listening. Get on the ride with us. We're gonna take you on an amazing
jump on the
journey.
bandwagon while there's still some seats available, is what he's
That's
trying
right.
to say.
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. One more time, this Saturday, September 30th, doors are at 5 for VIP, 5:30 for general admission. First bell's at 6. Stark County Fairgrounds. Come out and watch some great wrestling because, again, that's what you're getting.
Yeah, and then one more thing, if you don't have your tickets yet, first of all, why?
I agree.
Slacking. Second of all, if you go to neoprotix.com, use the online code STS3, you're going to save yourself $3 off each general admission ticket. So go online, get yourself a deal.
www.neoprotix.com.
100%, man. Just that, like I said, if you don't already have them, why? What are you waiting on? It's there's not much else to see that night around here, and you're guaranteed to get a hell of a show. So stop dragging your feet. Go get your tickets, get there, and have one of the best indie experiences you're going to get. So hopefully we'll see you all there.
Again, couldn't have said it better myself, man. Thanks again, guys, for joining me, talking some NeoPro. Again, I'd love to have you back on anytime you guys got some time, and we'll get a little more personal about some stuff. So
for sure.
Again, I appreciate your time. I'll see you this weekend.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks a lot, man. Have a great day, bud.
See you.